Your father had no choice but to consume that oak pill. If he hadn't done so, even those Okjinshini yet to go mad would have laid waste to the village with hate-filled eyes. As a leader, it was a difficult but necessary decision for him to make.
Puto has taken the poisoned oak pill to the research lab. Why not take a breather and look around town while we wait for the results?
No. Is there a place that keeps records of visitors in this town? The Okjinshini originally suspected the dear Abets. Even in a place like this, the enemy could be an outsider. No, under these circumstances, the enemy must be from the outside.
In that case, you can find the city highland border, home to the Fox Abets, right beside the central market. It is a place that oversees all who cross over from the highlands to the city, and vice versa.
Then I shall head there first. You should go make yourself useful and look around as well, yes?
The path that I must take is clear. I must find the true enemy that wrought this chaos and ascend the mountain.
Outsiders call this place the Dragon Museum. Pleased to meet you. My name is Ulan, and I oversee this city of origin. Here, you can learn the tales of the ancestors who received the wisdom and blessing of the seventh witch born from the Breska's first death. For my veins carry the blood of the one who brought this calamity upon the mountain of eternal winter. As a descendant of Silver Frond, I sought to atone for his past sins by renouncing the city and settling here in the highlands. Even when the other descendants of Silver Frond responded to the Great Founder's call, abandoning their original settlements and gathering beneath the forbidden Black Mountain, we chose to remain here and guard this place in the Mountain of Eternal Winter as living witnesses to history. We chose to remain. Oh, all of these relics were collected by us members of the Dragon Appreciation Society. Simply put, all of us here are what you might call dragon aficionados. There's countless dragon relics yet to be found, scattered all over the globe. Go on, take your time, and have a good long look around. If you found yourself here, all on your own, then maybe, someday, you may find yourself amongst our ranks as a member of the DAS. No? Fine, fine, I'll stop proselytizing for now. Since this is your first time here, would you mind if I took you on a little tour? The dragon Labreska, scourge of all dragonkind, she devoured the hearts of her kin, and thus reigned over the Golden Mountain. Long into her rule, and with all who would seek to challenge her slain, a flame appeared. Was this a trick of the gods, or a test? And so it was that Labreska came to possess the god-consuming flame, Yenix. She used this flame to challenge the authority of those gods. But she underestimated them. They tore from her body all wing and all limb, and wrought eternal winter upon Golden Mountain, so its name and glory would be forever lost. It was in this pitiful state that Labreska experienced her first death, laying herself to rest in the haven of slumbering origin. The flame nestled deep in her heart. But from Labreska's first death, 7 beings awoke, who, in the village below the mount, came to be known as the 7 Witches of Everfrost. Bronte, Witch of Thunder, she who rends the dragon's wings. Cahel, Witch of Blight, she who rots the dragon's claws. Sethra, Witch of Rifts, she who splits the dragon's scales. Lesha, Witch of Fever, she who drains the dragon's energy. Marsh, Witch of Swamps, she who binds the dragon's ankles. Owena, Witch of Ruin, she who collapses the dragon's airways. And last but not least, Arethia, Witch of Erasure, she who expunges all fear of dragons. Labreska, keeper of the Golden Mountain, even at the brink of death, bestowed upon us a gift. For from her death did these 7 witches arise, who used their mystical powers to protect us from the fearsome dragons. Many moons passed under their protection, but we knew the 7 witches would one day die and herald in an era of misfortune where we would have to fight the dragons ourselves. While its golden hue is now obfuscated by blanketed snow, may the sun reflecting off its frosty peak be an eternal reminder of Golden Mountain's glory. Sadly, that era of misfortune came sooner than expected, For fate is a cruel mistress, and she will not be denied. Erethia, the witch of Erasia, fell in love with the human Silver Frond, and in doing so, neglected her sworn duty. The 6 witches recanted the wisdom and blessings they had bestowed upon Silver Frond, then slew Erethia with Labreska's fang. The once forgotten fear of dragons resurfaced, suffocating the humans who trembled in fear at this apparent curse wrought by the 6 witches. Play with the flames of love, and you will be burned. Grief-stricken and fearing for his life, Silver Frond made his way to Orzeka, seeking the god that grants all wishes. The god told Silver Frond that he must retrieve the Yinix, the holy flame still in the embrace of the dead golden dragon, if his wish is to be granted. So Silver Frond ascended the mountain of eternal winter, only to find Labreska alive, living her second life. There, he learned of the Yinix's true might, that it has the power to consume gods, and realized that he had been deceived by the wish-granting god. Can fate ever be denied? For just as he had with Erethia, when Silver Frond's eyes fell upon Labreska in that fateful encounter, he fell blindly in love with her. And Labreska, who clung to life just barely thanks to the Yinix, found comfort in the lonely human before her. And the mountain of eternal winter soon saw a warmer winter unfold. But then the Knights of Dawn arrived, seeking to bring an end to the God of Wishes. They persuaded Silver Frond to carry the Yinix to him. I vow to return, for I know this flame is your life, promised Silver Frond to Labreska as he set off. The 6 witches had no choice but to allow Silver Frond to leave for Orzeka with the Yinix, for the golden dragon Labreska had granted it. But no sooner had he left, a deathly winter descended upon the mountain. It seemed that Labreska's second life had come with a price, for something dwelt inside her. Something that the Yinix had kept at bay. But with the Yinix gone, it felt as though an eternity had passed. But still, Silver Frond had not returned. In time, eventually, the small sliver of hope she clung to evaporated. And there are no witches to protect us now. It is now up to us to defend ourselves against, proclaimed the one. I have many more a tale to tell, but the beauty of adventuring is finding them for yourself, no? Not to mention, there's someone waiting for you outside. Stop by again sometime. The city of origin is always open.
Have you given any thought to the Hillsworn name you'll take? How long do you plan to stay? You know you've got to take a Hillsworn name if you're here longer than a season, right?
I'm going to be... I'm so enthralled by them. I'm going to be given... I'm so in...
Would you like a drink to go with the meal? I just finished making a fresh pitch. Would you like a drink to go with the meal my brother made? It does. Would you like a drink to go with the meal my brother made? Secret of my cooking. Secret of my cooking. I've worked long and hard on my cooking. Your compliment was the best I've gotten. Secret of my cooking? Well, I never bother weighing ingredients. Secret of my cooking?
What? You think me and Bayarma look alike? Nonsense! What? You think me and... How long do you plan to stay?
You're an adventurer, right? Must be nice to be free and go wherever you want.
We need to eradicate the fear. It's also my job to care for these people filled with sorrow. need to eradicate the fear that still lives within them. It's also my job to care for these people filled with sorrow. We need to eradicate the fear that still lives within them. It's also my job to care for these people filled with sorrow. We need to eradicate the fear that still lives within them. It's also my job to care for these people filled with sorrow. They wear unbreakable shackles, though, so few ever consider themselves truly free. We need to eradicate the fear that still lives within them.